It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, and in the touchlight every corner, Maiyegun don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make you shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this man not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, aha.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, share this broadcast, like it, which is your offering, by the way. And then invite others. Read the caption of the broadcast. Read the description as well. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening. If it is morning at yours, or if it is afternoon over there, just sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Kolu is back. To everyone who doesn't like or support APC, Egbekegbe, or those of you who rejected Kolu and their kind of politics, you will call him Kolu is back, or Jagabandit is back. But to his own admirers, The ones that always sing, on your mandate we shall stand, on your pampas we shall stand, on your poo-poo, Bola, on your pampas. They call him Jagaban is back. So it's a mixed feeling. But in this homily, I think it will be a good time to probably push and see if Tinubu himself can answer some questions. Share this broadcast. Tell them, pay. A lot of people want to ask questions. They want him to answer questions about this. Yeah, himself. Others want him to answer questions about this, himself, and so many others. But as you are not getting answers, nobody is getting answers from Kolu. As you are not getting answers, there are more questions popping up again, like Kolu returning to Nigeria with something attached to his armpits. This is, for somebody and for some people who have seen this and alarmed. Could it be that they forced Kolu back? Is it true that he is having serious health issue that they are not telling Nigerians? Who are those? Who knows? And what are they hiding? More questions, no answers. But again, it will never stop us from asking.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò.
Àbí ṣe
Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àyẹ̀sọ́ra. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràgì. Àyẹ̀sọ́ràgì.
Thank you, everyone, from wherever you are joining from. Just before we get fully into it, I would like to make something clear to everyone, as long as you are human. See, nobody is immune from falling sick, getting unwell, or even dying. There is no particular age that says you cannot get sick. Sure, you get? There is no particular age that says you can't die. So naturally, for humans, we are meant to, as strong as we are, at the time we will wither, and then, you know what I mean? We get tired. Some have kind of recovered from serious health issues. So there is no biggie about it. Therefore, when you talk about public officials, and in fact, in the case of Nigeria, from what you are currently dealing with,
I will not allow you to. Help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help me. I will not allow you to. Help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help me. I will not allow you to. Help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help me. I will not allow you to. Help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help
Help me. Don't worry. I know they go anywhere. This is the beginning of the service. So the only difference here is this. When, hang on, sorry. I was talking about the health and all that. Anybody can fall sick. Anybody can die. So don't let anybody blackmail you for probing into Tinubu's health. And this is why. Your health is your private business. Of course, it's yours. I mean, whatever it is you are going through, shouldn't be anybody's business, okay? Until you decide to be a public official, when you are expected to actually declare everything about you, including your health status. It's the law, it's their law. Their law says you have to declare everything about you, including the possibility of you being unable to carry out your duty in that position. It's their law. So that means everyone would then be what? Would be interested in, and you probably won't really be so interested if this man has, I haven't been like displaying some signs of mental disorder, incoherence, continency. Have you waited to call that way person they pee for body? Sure you get. Or where is completely lost lost the idea of the environment, dementia. Are you with me? Is displayed all these several in public that raise the concern of the Buddha. Is this man all right? We know he's not all right. Just like Buhari. Buhari survived whatever he passed through simply because Nigeria picked the bill. While Buhari was lying down, half dead like a vegetable in in a UK hospital, the thieves, they were using his name and all of them, they were running mad. The terrorists, they were also like hibernating in his government. They were what? They were running mad. The result of that is the Nigeria you have today. So Kolu left Nigeria 34 days ago. That's okay. I mean, he's still, he's no longer a private citizen, so let's not even go there. So, he rigged an election, right? And then he ran to Paris, where he was for, hang on, is that your, yeah. So where he was for medical care, not in Nigeria, where they are in government and they have been in government for 8 solid years. So this is also concerned. But meanwhile, while he was away, there were so many things. There were rumors that are actually not rumors. And in the coming days, we are going to know more, right? There were rumors that he suffered serious health complication. Nobody said anything in Nigeria. Oh, he's fine. He's very strong. He's agile. So when you now pick on this and say, this man know well, what is their game? What are they up to? Now, before we even go further, right? Me explaining to you that anybody can fall sick is normal. It's just to let you know that do not let anybody blackmail you when you are talking about this very serious problem. Don't let them tell you what is your problem with it, what is your business. Because if you have witnessed what Buhari did to Nigeria in 8 years, and all due to the fact that, number one, he's also demented. Number two, we don't even know what he's suffering from. Some said it's leukemia. Some said the cancer of the bone, cancer of this or that. Like almost every part of him is reported to have been changed, just to make him appear the way they can push him on, just to appear as the president of Nigeria. And we remember that a lot of people, right, were actually like only happy, even though Nigeria was born, they were happy that at least Buhari is still the president. Whatever it is that they were going through, whatever it is Nigeria is passing through, it doesn't really matter. So that part, that people are now going to try to blackmail you simply because with what you suffered under Buhari, or you are suffering under Buhari, that has triggered you, put you in that PTSD state. Do not let anybody blackmail you with, do you want him dead? I know you are praying for him to die. No, 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 no. Whether you pray for him to die or you pray for him to live, none of it is in anybody's control or anybody's hand. But what is in your control is the fact that the calamity of his failing health and those who are pushing him is going to be worse than whatever you are witnessing under Buhari now. Because even before Buhari became president of Nigeria, right? Buhari never spent weeks and months in hospitals. So, sure you remember. Buhari was not walking about with syringe attached to his arm, oxygen oxygen cylinder, and then some ready-made emergency doctors that are going to quickly attend to him. Buhari wasn't like that too. So the point here is this: Tinubu is sick, and it is now going to be your Armageddon in Nigeria. Prayers, so all of you who are pretending. Remember, some of you were praying, but may Buhari succeed. Buhari succeed. May Nigeria succeed. All the enemy of Buhari will be put to shame. Now, who is in shame now? Who is in poverty now? Who is in high DP camp? Who are those who are currently in the graves? Who are those who are currently in the hands of terrorists as we speak? Nigerians. So you can sit back and ignore this and begin to push the narrative of they want him to die. No, but see, his death means absolute nothing to the destroyed and ruined Nigeria. Let's start with that. Do you understand? Now you have a drug lord and Osama bin Laden, two IC. Abi, what they call it? Two in charge. Abi, they are going to be in charge of Nigeria. Then that means something bigger is behind that you should begin to pay attention to with these little details that are popping up. Talk, speak out. When they try to blackmail you with, hey, you want, no, don't, you're not interested in his death. Do you understand? You are only interested in the destruction that is its existence actually going to bring to millions of people. If you don't believe it, in 8 years, right, Nigeria moved from 13 million unemployed people to over 80 million unemployed people today. And with the World Bank report that just came out as well, Nigeria is going to add another 13 million poor people into the poverty basket. With Kolu, you can just triple the number. And some of you who still have a small strength today, to try to kind of shout people down, abuse people or blackmail people, and all of this, and ignore all these warnings. In 4 years, majority of you would have joined your fellow Nigerians in the poverty basket created by APC, all those your useless and fraudulent hypocritical prayers. They won't work. Some of you said Buhari failed because people didn't like him. What about those of you who love him? What about those of you who are ready to die for them? What about all your prayers for better Nigeria? Are your prayers not answered? Are those who don't like them or criticizing them, are they so strong that they kept them so confused that terrorists have taken over Nigeria? That today you are using Naira to buy Naira. And that's their credit. Anyway, let's take the journey. Kolu is back. From what we heard, they said Kolu now struggle to eat. Kolu cannot even talk properly anymore. They said Kolu, as you have him, has lost most of his mind, like somebody with done shoko, but it's not like shoko. Sure you get. Now, Kolu has gotten to a stage whereby he is now more or less like somebody who should be in an old people's home, okay? But they choose as old rock for him. Now, all of this may not mean anything because you say there are no proof other than the few public, information that are available. But there are people who also kind of know better within their rank who are releasing some information to the public. For example, when we saw the video of him with the Malian drug dealer, that video, and in a presidential shopper in Guinea Conakry, that video couldn't have made it, couldn't have surfaced online if it wasn't uploaded by somebody who was within that rank. So same thing with his health. So whatever is behind this whole thing, it is about to begin to unravel. So let's go to the arrival and then step by step. So Kolu arrived into the arms of his followers, okay? And there are many at the airport. Now, the welcoming party was huge, at least for somebody that has been away for 34 days. Before we come back to the concerns and all that, okay, I am still going to take you through the trip of his arrival. Now, when Kolu arrived to the welcoming arm of his supporters, Baba Oyoyo, this is what that this is actually what that looked like. Let me see. Where's that clip again? There. Jagaba. Let me give you a better one. That's a better one that seems to be like a more spread. Let's see. See how happy they were. They said he's dead. They said they are cloning him. Hey, look, he's back. Just like the same trauma that Buhari puts Nigerians into for 8 years. Sometimes you won't even know if he's alive or if he's dead because you just don't hear from him. He became a mannequin. So they were so happy to see him. And they saw him unaided. He walked down he walked out of the private jet himself. So what else do you need? It's fine. And hey, hang on. See the joy on their faces. Yes, Jagaban Guinea is back. The Lagos Sabo Bakus were happy. The Yoruba APC fanatics, they are so happy. But it looks like it's like they forced him back. See, I am not a doctor, okay? And if I see something, I go talk him. Like ordinarily we should. And if nothing, if you have learned nothing since this book Buhari's time, well, the point I'm trying to make here is that do not blame people who don't like him. Do not blame enemy. Do not blame anything for what are really obvious. He's a sick man, and he's going to need a lot of foreign medical trip in order to at least to continue to appear in 5 seconds video, 20 seconds video, sometimes 1 minute videos. It doesn't have to say much. All he has to do is just to appear. So it feels like they like, if you look at that guy at the back of Kolu, that guy wearing a dark sunshade glasses, sunshade. That is the Alimodu Sheriff of Borono, the first accused alleged founder of Boko Haram. They are all friends now, all criminals in Nigeria. If you're looking for them, go and check them around Tinubu. That is a fact as well. I don't know how you feel. Thieves, money launderers, drug pushers, terrorist sponsor, and the rest of them. You will find them around him. He has them. Militancy, yes. Terrorists of Niger Delta, all of them. They have a bit of, is very welcoming. Now, in the mood of Kolu has returned, inauguration mood, this is concerning, See, normally, APC, Egbe, they will not agree. They will not admit. Sure, you get. They will think you are trying to mock him. But I am actually not here to mock him. Because like I told you, this could be anybody. It doesn't matter your age. Do you know that? We have seen children who are undergoing chemo for cancer. We have seen, we have seen elderly people. We have seen young people who have had to take a treatment that requires them to receive this kind of, share you get. I don't know the name per se. Some of you are doctors. You know something. Some of you are actually like in the medical line. Like I said, not to mock anyone or what have you, but if they have to leave that on him, if you have to leave this on your patient to go out of hospital, for example, okay, somebody who was not in the hospital, who just went on vacation, why is he having that under his arm? Do you get that now? Good. They call it a PICC line. Those of you who are in the medical field, right? So if somebody who went on vacation returned with this PICC line Botox, what do you call it? Syringe. Does that mean that person is medically okay to begin to engage or to go back to work or to go and start a job? So this is the concerning part, okay? Now, when you raise this concern, they will think because you don't like him. They will think because you wish him something. See, I don't wish him anything. I wish Tinubu whatever he wishes himself. Do you understand? But the difference here is that this man is going to soon be in charge as president of Nigeria. And he is going to appoint people into institutions in Nigeria, to run the institutions in Nigeria. Okay? He is going to, have to be in charge of the country. So tell me, does this not guarantee, or should I say, does this not warrant an investigation to say what is actually wrong with Tinubu? Some said that this is for those who are having a problem eating, or those who are going through chemo for cancer, different things. I don't know. And that is one of the reasons why I'm going to open the line tonight to have this conversation as well. So that's a new question. So if anybody is trying to blackmail you, trying to tell you that what is your business, what is this or that, no. What is really going on? Do you know that if they actually come clean, although in Nigeria, they always believe, they kind of have a way of pushing superstitious narratives. Remember during the Buhari time, Buhari was suffering from heart disease, kidney failure. He was suffering from some other things that we probably, like life-threatening, sicknesses then, that he has to go through different dialysis for recovery, different transplanting and the rest. And they kept them stay secret, but he did the hand of the NHS in the UK. The president of Nigeria medical record, and every procedure he passed through or he went through, the record is with the MICs, is with the UK government, is with the NHS in the UK. But the people in government in Nigeria, the security government, the security agents in Nigeria, they have no medical record of their president. So do you now see why they said it is easier to use all of the compromise on the criminals who are in charge of Nigeria by the West, the ones you call the neo-colonists, the imperialists. So do you see how you kind of, in a double-edged sword, stab yourselves when you push this kind of individuals? So Buhari, that nobody knew what happened to him, was in the UK for months. And they were telling you then that, you remember, they were bringing up different superstitious narratives in Nigeria. Some people poisoned him. How did they poison Buhari when he's surrounded by his own people? They said no, they poisoned the air condition in his office. But he only had kidney problem. That he had to undergo dialysis in the UK. And so many other health complications he had. Yeah? And he was given the first class health care here in the UK. So for 8 years, Buhari turned UK, Nigerian president turned the United Kingdom to his permanent home because of health care. Now, here is Tinubu, is a billionaire, is a kleptomaniac, political crook that has so much money. So having access to the best healthcare for Tinubu is not a problem. It doesn't have to be president of Nigeria to have access to that. Do you get that? He lives like a president anyway, is the president of Lagos, the state that is the richest after federal government of Nigeria. So he's the president of Lagos. He has his own different private jets, top of the grade, top of the shelf private jets. All he will need is just to put the emblem of president of Nigeria on it. And he has the money. But now he is going to give you, this time around, he's going to give you a different vibe. But we will all have to go and learn how to speak French. He has a house in the south of France. And his American hospital where he has doctors in, they are based in Paris. Now, if they don't tell you the truth about whatever is wrong with him, the next thing you are going to be dealing with for the next years now will be somebody is trying to kill him, somebody wishing him death. Some people, they are a bit different. Let me say something to you. During the Buhari time, the Buhari came and he told all of us who we are. Do you know that it was Buhari who told all of us who we are? Yeah. Before, people used to lie to themselves that the problem they have in Nigeria is the problem of leadership only. Bad leaders. But when Buhari came, he made every tribe, every ethnic nationality, every religion in Nigeria to know their place. The impunity that he brought, the Fulani supremacy that they preached, made everybody realize where they belong. Once they say, go do it, people actually got to know that. And he made APC with Buhari, they crossed all the red line that those who were before him pretended, hypocritically avoided. Buhari crossed every red line. Know your place. So if you be Yoruba, know your place. If you be Igbo, know your place. If you are a Christian, know your place. If you are a Fulani, know your place. If you pass your boundary, they'll go show you. That's exactly what Nigeria has become. Divided like never seen before. Sure you get. Now, with Tinubu brand of politics, or more, their own was past the xenophobia in South Africa. The moment you say anything about Tinubu, you are going to receive a lot of things. Let me give you the idea. If you are working in the media, you are going to go to jail. All right? They're going to shut you down. Or they're going to force your employer to sack you. in the coming days, weeks, months, and years once they get what they're about to get in the next 1 month. If you say anything about Tinubu, the first thing they're going to say is that if you don't agree with Tinubu, then you are enemy of Yoruba people. Remember these cretins, these miscreants, these crumb eaters, praise singers, vuvuzelas. They are so small. If you take violence out of the game, they are much like worthless and useless. But in the coming days, you are going to realize that there is difference between APC, CPC, APC. CPC, APC, those ones, they use religion to cover. Okay? Where jihadist sponsor, terrorist sympathizers, where they were. And when Buhari came to power, they took the echelon of the government. And that is why what you are witnessing is when you see them shouting religion on this side, behind the old facade, terrorists are receiving blessing from Buhari and immunity. Corrupt and looters, they are receiving blessing and immunity from Buhari. Sure you get. But out there, they are what? Shouting the North versus the South, Muslim versus Christian, Fulani versus others. But behind this whole facade was a pure madness. Abi? In that same APC, they have the ones they call ACN APC. The ACN APC, those one are the Yoruba, lawless, jobless, and criminal fanatics. I mean what I'm saying, you know. They will call you Omoale because you are not supporting a drug dealer. They will call you Omoale because you are not defending a drug dealer. Do you understand? They will call you Omoale Yoruba, these little minute miscreants and scavengers, right? When the fanatics, the jihadists, when they are doing their thing, the Agberus, the miscreants, the Yoruba APC, they were hungry, starving. If you don't know them, we know them. Here you get. They were overworking. Okay? They were so overworking in defending APC and they were hungry, starving, and poor. I'm not joking. If you are not following them, well, then I understand. Maybe you wouldn't understand what I'm saying. Like the Yoruba APC, they are so poor. Because you know why? All the opportunities that they were looking for, they thought they would get for bringing Buhari to power. Foul. The ones that got the opportunity, they became so selfish that they prefer to turn them to alimajiri. And that is why every small thing, they are like rabid dogs. They are always angry. They are always sad. They are always like, they can't have conversation too. Any small thing you say, they will come after. I mean, that's how they operate because they didn't actually feel the softness of APC. Those who are so below them, they put them above them. They are now boy to the people they usually call Aboki. Guess what? Now because Oshunbade, Pastor Ruga, and Buhari Lepo, that is why they became nicer to northerners. Okay? Everybody knows some of them are horrible towards the north. But they pretended for 8 years. These last few days, it is their turn in the next few days or few weeks. Here you get. The xenophobia in them, is going to turn Nigeria to ground zero Let me explain that for you. Today, there is a general belief that the Fulani terrorist committing crimes in Nigeria enjoys the presidential privilege immunity, which has made the other people from other part of Nigeria become powerless when Buhari's government started using the army to what? To crush the people, whoever dare to fight back the Fulani terrorists in their territory. For 8 years, Buhari tried to force the Fulani agenda on the rest of Nigeria. Example, Ruga, Katu colony, Katu settlement, and all those nonsense they brought about just to placate terrorists in Nigeria. Fulani agenda. It was real for 8 years. But why they were at it, when they were at it, right? They didn't kind of, you know what I mean? They didn't, the northerners, right? They didn't kind of, or maybe they didn't win when they tried to push that we should accept all that. Abi? Now let's put the facade aside. For Tinubu and gang, you are about to witness everyday attack on you simply because you are not supporting Kolu. Not just that. Every time you raise any concern, okay, you are going to be shut down. Remember, because of Buhari, Nigeria has become the poverty capital of the world. That is their legacy. Nigeria has become the second most terrorized people in the world. That is their legacy. Abi? Now, this whole legacy that Buhari own and the northerners don't even have the strength to defend. When it comes to Kolu, they won't own it. They will hunt you. The agenda is to ensure that you won't see him. Number one, you won't see much of him. Okay? And every time you raise anything and say, they say Naira is now exchanging for so and so, they will come for you. Now, their own worst xenophobic mind, which I am going to be one of those who are going to be at the front, at the front runner, at the front of the whole thing, to explain to the people that Tinubu's agenda and the miscreant Agberos and the thugs that are going to turn Nigeria into ground zero very soon, they are not Yoruba agenda. I'll be one of those that will narrate that, because we know even the Fulani agenda is not because of the Fulani. You know that they were trying to take the people's land, give them to the to the Fulani elite, and the Fulani elite will own the land, and they will bring in their own Fulani terrorists into the place. But they own the land; it is no longer your land. That's exactly what they wanted to do. It's like, Shebi, you don't want to allow you don't want to give up your land, Abi. What we are going to do is that we are going to take the land. Then we're going to gazette the land. So when we gazette the land, we're going to create local government from those lands. And the lands, the owner of the land, it will be the first time that you will see individuals will be the owner of a local government. They will tell you, Alhaji Salisu, you don't know him. Just like the people of Niger Delta, they don't know all the people who own the oil in Niger Delta. The people who are in the Niger Delta people, right? They have the oil, but they don't own the oil. So that's exactly what Buhari and his gang were trying to push. It didn't work. So whatever Tinubu and gang are going to come around to push and attack people, they're going to it's going to be like North Korea, because there'll be so much questions to ask, and they won't give you the answer. Rather, they will say you are our enemy. If you criticize in any way, they will come after you. They are going to look for friendly nations, countries, where they are going to get more Nigerians kidnapped and sent back to Nigeria, into Nigeria jail. That's why I said they will turn Nigeria to ground zero. As mad as Buhari is, he no fit forceful any agenda on Nigeria. He no succeed. He only used he just used that as a small screen for other looters, right? To what? To access your commonwealth. And where did that leave Nigeria? Poor and poorer. Abi? So Kolu is back. So maybe we should then start asking questions like, Alhaji Kolu, Jaga bandits. The news out there is that these two men are your men. The one on the left who got convicted for the same drug dealing that Tinubu got convicted for and forfeited $460,000 US. And Shegun Agbele, or whatever his name, the guy on the right, also who was also convicted with in the same case. Now that the INEC and possibly the Nigeria Supreme Court are in the bag, a lot of people want to know what to say when they are asked about these people and your drug conviction. A lot of people would like to know what to say as an answer as Nigeria turned to narco states. A lot of people would like to know what Tinubu has in common with this Osman Yara. Osman Yara, a known Mali drug lord, in a very widely, publicized video, a viral video, where people have kind of believed now that it was a cash transfer or a cash exchange for something that looks like, if we have to put into context, these guys here, right, the Mali drug lord in the middle, the governor of Lagos State that his own predecessor once told us, Ambode, that once told us this, remember?
And the only way out for us is to continue to do that in the next 4 years. This particular aspirant, as you all know, you can go and check it, the records are there. This is somebody that has been arrested for spending fake American dollars in a nightclub in America. And he's been detained for months. And he knows that he has won mock shots for months before this whole thing was quenched. He's also known that he doesn't have the competence to do what he's being propelled to do. The records are there in Bagara General Hospital. This is somebody that has gone for rehabilitation before. We don't want to go too far, but we know. Are we not? Now the truth is this. We don't want to talk about all the things that we know, but we know that,
We don't, I mean, he hasn't said much. He's not telling us what he knows, because he can't tell us what he knows without them telling us what they know about him too. But for the few he's managed to kind of tell us, a lot of people have been digging. Now we know who this guy in the Middle East, okay? And we know his role in the Nigerian Charade election as well. Now, if you are going to be accosted and they are going to say, oh, is it true that a drug dealer is your president in Nigeria, a sick man and all that? So we want to know what to say, okay? So that we can say, oh yeah, he told us the story himself. But we know he won't. But like I said, now that he's back, Lagos Abobaku, Amojuba, congratulations, oh, that he's back. All right. And then, but there are questions, even though I know you don't care. I know you don't care. Sure you get, but you will eventually care when the time comes, okay? However, some people want to know. So they said this guy played a very, very crucial role. The role he played, that he went back to his country and he gave his own picture and called loose picture to the media in his country. And he bragged that he, as a fixer, they know him, apart from being a drug lord. Yara is also known as Mr. Fix-It, Mr. Fixer. Fixers are those who can move money, who can move weapons, who can move things during for any kind of, they call them logistics, for any kind of battle. If the battle is election across Africa, he is a friend with many African dictators too. Because for his trade to succeed, Yara needs to build relationship with the people who run things in different African countries. And so far, so good. Mali is country, they know him. Guinea Conakry is a friend with the coup leader there. Sure you get. Gambia, they know him. And in few other places where he's been kind of mentioned. So now that he's going to, he's seen with the incoming president of Nigeria, the biggest African, the biggest black nation on earth, the biggest African, the most populated African country. Listen to me. There are questions you should answer. They have avoided this, so they believe it's going to go away. Okay, we may not get answers. Okay, but nevertheless, it will never go away. And so, when you tell your children why you stood for what you stand for, just remember that you can use all this, explaining it to them. Now, let's go a little bit forward from other things happening out there. We call it politics. So let's move away from politics in a little bit. Yeah, it's already happening. Nigeria is yet to have his own Escobar, Pablo Escobar, as the president. And so somehow, it seems that the era of them apprehending drug pushers and all that are going to begin to wind down. But this past 2 days or so, at the Muritala Muhammad International Airport, people actually have the audacity to do this, right? They are smuggling drug out of Nigeria. Nigeria is yet to be a narco state. Nigeria is struggling and suffering from drug abuse, drug transit and all that through Nigeria, and even drug carrying, drug smuggling. That's the word, drug smuggling. Now that a convicted drug lord seen with another African, drug lord is yet to be your president, I think the confidence is just going to grow. Let's stop by at Muritala Muhammad International Airport, where they discovered this in fabrics. Thank you, all of you where they work for that airport too, because even if we are saying everybody is corrupt, sure you get. Some of them are saving the lives of the people that they have pushed into poverty even more to recruit them as drug smugglers. Sure you get. Sending them to different parts of the world where so many of them don't even come back. So many of them have ended up in jails all over the world. So whenever they get stopped in Nigeria, they're actually doing them a favor. But now that the drug lord is coming, all they have to do is to infiltrate everywhere. It will become a normal thing. If you don't belong to the carcass, you are not going to get your own drug smuggled. Are you with me? Let me show you another part of that video. Now, let me explain something to you. For everybody, everyone watching me right now. You know, every time I keep telling you that sometimes, or in fact, maybe all the time, we should try and stop trying to convince people not to do bad things or not to promote horrible things, simply because they have the freedom to, and then they have the urge to support bad thing. That we should stop trying to convince people from doing that. We should start telling people the consequences of actions and inactions of everyone. Letting people know that just the same way if you choose that, you are not going to, if there's a poison in this cup, you know if you drink it, you're going to die. So there's no point in you drinking it to find out. So if you let people know the consequence of that, maybe they won't drink it. But if they drink it, you are also giving them a chance to what? Not blame anybody but themselves. I have come to realize that there are so many things that make Nigerians to support evil, even when they think it's not that evil. They know it's evil, but they'll tell you it is between the devil and the deep blue sea. So they choose this or they choose that. In Nigeria, the consequences of your action, good or bad, it's not going to be limited to the people you don't like. Do you understand? Okay, put it this way. For those of you who are promoting this kind of crooked criminals who have now carried out a state capture, right? Promoting them and defending them. According to you, if whatever they want to do comes out very good, right? Normally it will be for everyone, Abi. Nothing good will come out of them. It will be for everyone. But to you, if something good comes, you will see it. But those who don't like them, those who don't support them, anything good, anything bad that they are wishing the people or the government or the politicians, they will be the only one who suffer them. That is very, very ignorant of you. In fact, it's actually very stupid. Everybody will have a share and taste of bad governance or bad government, whether you are supporting them or you are not supporting them. So you should have that very clear. Nigeria has gotten to a stage whereby you have a lot of people. You say, they say they are killing all these terrorists. Well, where are they getting people? Where are they getting the people that are still ready to go and join Boko Haram? Like, how could you say you want to go and join Boko Haram when you know they can kill you? Why would you say you want to go and join Kiniko? Because you know they can kill you. Now, all of you are not paying attention if you are feeling like that. Or should I say, anybody feeling like that or saying that is not paying attention. You see, using number now, Nigeria currently have 43% or 45% officially, 45% unemployed people. People who are just like, they do whatever they can just to get by. They can be your gardener, they can be your this, just to get by. They call those ones underemployed. Young people who are in their teens, 20s, and in their 30s, they are currently trapped in that poverty bracket or basket created by the failed government, the economy, and all of that. So young people take the chunk of that 43% unemployed people. So think about it this way. They have no opportunities. Some of them have decided to be doing hookup, runs girls, ashewo, just to get by. That's how they have been running and then maintaining their family. Some of them are doing that to even run the entire family. Pay house rent, feed their father, feed their mothers, and pay school fees, their own school fees and every other thing that they need in the house. That is from the poverty bracket. Some of them have turned to fraudulent activities, Yahoo, and all those things there. And it has gotten to a stage whereby young people, they are now doing what they call the money ritual. They are now using the pants and sanitary pad of their girlfriends looking for money. They are all within the bracket of that poverty base or demography that this their government created. You are seeing thousands upon thousands of young people in northern Nigeria getting recruited into terrorism, and they are being armed, drugged, because the market is there. They are poor. Whatever is offered them in whatever part of Nigeria they come from, they go along with it. Nigeria became a lawless country that if you are working, you have to be vigilant. Anything can happen to you. If you are driving, you need to be very vigilant because anything can happen to you. That is because of the poverty basket they have created. So if you are wondering, where are all these coming from? They are coming from what they created. So do you think they are going to find it difficult to recruit people to carry drugs from different airports in Nigeria? Now that the real drug dealers, money launderers, fraudsters, terrorists and co, militants and co, and people who don't give a damn about you, they don't give a damn about anybody. Now that they're going to be in charge in an already corrupt, compromised country, the calamity can best be imagined. So young people who are desperate to get out of poverty, now they will be handed different visas. Some of them will be handed different passports from Ghana, from Guinea Conakry. Sure you get. Let me show you what Kalu had to say about that when it comes to the recruitment of young people into crime.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn, and the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
So yes, hopefully, Kalu will recruit 50 million of you from that unemployment pool so that you won't end up in the hands of drug pushers that are going to begin to recruit a lot of you now. Young girls, would you like to go to Dubai? Let's send you on an holiday to Dubai. If you go to Dubai, we'll give you 10 million naira spending money. But you have to deliver a package for us. And that package is just some clothing and all that, okay? For my friend, once you get there, I'll give you the address. You take it to that hotel. That's all. And then you get a 10 million naira spending money. A lot of you will jump at it, Abi. Only share 1 year, go bere like odigba. You may never come back again. Now, this whole thing, these stories, sad stories are going to be popping up. And a lot of you are going to come back and blame it on people who don't like them. It's not about liking or not liking them. It is the fact that what they represent is dark. And it's not even being made up. This is from their own track records. What people can find. Here you get. But in this whole thing, the lives of the people, lives of millions of people is at stake. You know that. I know you don't care if you are a Lagos Abobaku, but your own life may even be your own life too is at stake. Whether you are living abroad. Maybe one day you won't go back home to go and flex over the Lagos Abobakus, home-based Lagos Abobakus. The humbled slaves and then the sophisticated morons. You like to go back home in your new car, in that your newly completed house, Abi. Your life is also probably going to be at stake too. Nobody is spared. My life is also going to be at stake. The consequences of all of this is not limited to them. Ask those who have paid the supreme price under Buhari. Majority of them probably didn't even support them. Some of them probably didn't even participated in your elections. Some of you were not like you are even abroad. Everyone is a victim. Depends on your own kind of a coping mechanism when you try to pretend that everything is all right until Nigeria happened to you. See, I just heard that there are over 5 million Nigerians in Sudan. And Nigeria is not alarmed. Let me tell you something. As many of you love to go and live in, some of us from the South, we love to go and live in America, to go and live in, UK, Canada, and all those fancy destinations, Europe. In northern Nigeria, their lovely, better destination have always been Saudi Arabia. If you know the number of Nigerians living in Saudi Arabia, some of you will begin to kind of have a rethink sometimes when you push evil in Nigeria without actually thinking that you have your peers in other places. In Sudan, they said over 5 million. In Chad, there are over 2 million. In Niger Republic, Nigerians we can't even know the difference because Buhari is from Niger and is your president. So anyway, they say in Niger Republic, there are more than 1 million that are from northern Nigeria living in Niger. They are Nigerians. And they are like that everywhere. Me, I'm a Yoruba man. I can testify that there are Yorubas who are living in Egypt. In their numbers, I may not have number. There are Yorubas who are living in Saudi Arabia. And that is where they have their family. These ones are like living. They are living, working. They are resident. They are living, working, doing business there. Like normal. The same way you are living in America. The same way you are living in London. In the UK. The same way you are living everywhere you are right now watching me. If you go to UAE, you will see Nigerians there. You think they all just go to Dubai for holiday. In their millions too. Well, maybe not millions. I don't know. I don't have the figure. I have that of Sudan. Here you get 5 million Nigerians. Sudan has been up in smoke for weeks now. Nigeria is not alarmed. You know what they will say? I told you something about empathy. One of the things that Nigeria seems to have lost. Thank you very much, Olori, Charity, Oshunlaja. Very kind of you, man. I like that. Super chat. Thank you. There are millions everywhere. So when it is like what you have in America, you know the massive population of Nigerians in America. Like that. Let's say America is now kind of having this apocalyptic Sudan in America. Expectedly, you would expect Nigeria to swing into action and begin to offer Nigerians who are willing to go back. Now, listen, this is not like everybody must go back. No. They don't have to evacuate 5 million. Because most of them, that's where they have their life. That's where they have their family. That's where they have their children. And it was because Nigeria is Nigeria. That's why they left. Whether they are northerners or whether they are southerners, but they are still Nigerians, Abi. Sudan has been going up in smoke. Bow. There was no response from Nigeria. In fact, there were no news in Nigeria reporting what they are facing in Sudan. Like a place where you have almost 5 million, you have about 5 million people. Shouldn't that be a big news in Nigeria? Where Nigerians who are schooling in Sudan, they put their number at over 800,000 Nigerians are schooling in Sudan. 800,000 students, young people. And it's not a big news in Nigeria that whatever they are passing through, discuss with them, what's the plan for them, nothing, you are on your own. Now that the whole thing has gone south, they are now offering. When everybody started screaming, why are you not doing anything? We are Nigerians. They are killing us. They are shooting us on the street. They are killing us in our homes. Why are you abandoning us? They said they should remain inside their houses or go to anywhere safe. Now, the news is that they are going to try and evacuate all of you. If you are watching me from Sudan, I empathize with you. I sympathize with you. But as usual, we can only scream like this and pray that you get the help that you desperately need. Remember Ukraine last year? Do you? Nigerians got trapped too. The story was horrible. And again, it is happening in Sudan as we speak. Nigeria, the giant of Africa, has no national airline. They have no airline of their own, but they have private jets. In the presidency of Nigeria, Buhari, that's Buhari and his family, they have access to 11 aircrafts. That is, they have access to about 8 private jets. They call them presidential jets. And 4 different shoppers. They call them presidential shoppers or the police shopper. Now, let's take the shoppers out. The presidential jet is jet, so probably couldn't take much passengers, right? But a country that has all of that and has no single national carrier. The Nigeria Air, this would have been the best time for Nigeria Air to be patriotic. So whereby, before now, they would have offered. See, Americans have been telling their people to leave for the past 2 weeks. Leave Sudan, leave Sudan. When they realized that the whole thing escalated faster than expected, they put the SEAL, Navy SEAL, those people where Paying Osama bin Laden. They are in Sudan to evacuate all the diplomats and the Americans that they can get. Convoy of almost 60 armored vehicles. Why they have their Navy SEAL aircraft at the tarmac in Khartoum, ready to lift. And they've lifted a lot of people out of Sudan. So have other countries too. But in Nigeria, it is so late. Buhari haven't said anything about it. It's not a biggie to them until when they felt like, okay, they should set up committee. Now, committee will need money. So the committee now came out and they said, we are going to evacuate you by land. I told you, I said, listen, don't join anybody that says, we are running to the border. If you run to the border, it will be like Libya. If you end up in the hand of a different terror group in Sudan, and they'll begin to call your family to send ransom money, like they are doing to people in Libya. So stay where you are until you have something official. And what they are saying right now is that officially, they are going to evacuate you to Egypt. So if you are watching me from Sudan, the news, I know you must have received the news, okay? So I don't know what to tell you, but they say they are going to take you to Sudan. And someone called Allen Onyema, the man that is the owner of Hairpiece. An Igbo man, say it loud and clear, an Igbo man that is managing a very, very prosperous, put it that way in Nigeria context. So I know I'm not promoting like campaigning for them or something, no. But from record, PICC has been the only airline in Nigeria owned by somebody in Nigeria, a Nigerian, an Igbo man that has been volunteering his aircrafts to evacuate Nigerians from troubled zones all over the world, free of charge. I mean, this is not somebody who does it with committee, that you come back later and read that they paid him, they spent 40 billion to bring Nigerians from Sudan. Are you with me? Free of charge. Okay, maybe not totally free of charge. But you know what I mean? Like, he's been there. He's been the one who... And Nigeria has over... Do you know that Nigeria have over 500 private jets on their tarmac, owned by governors, senators, you know what I mean? Governors' wives, you know, former president, former ministers in Nigeria right now. The way you always kind of cruise with all your vehicles, latest vehicles, latest cars, your machine, to go to that your paddy's wedding. Now, so that they pack private jets in Nigeria when they are going for wedding, these politicians in Nigeria. But there is nothing patriotic about any of them. But an Igbo man that are going to, that comes from a part of Nigeria that has been receiving all the blames of the failure of those who have been ruling Nigeria. Why they failed is because the Igbos are not supporting them. The Eastern Nigerians are not playing a politics of national deeds. And then you look around, you realize that the people that have been playing the politics of national politics, United Nigeria politics and all that nonsense, the areas have been living in abject poverty too. I'm so serious. Somebody said that how could the oil-producing states, the Niger Delta, where you are producing the oil, far away in the east, doesn't have any single office or headquarters for the oil companies that are taking their oil. But right there in Lagos, you have all the headquarters of the oil companies, far away from where they are taking the oil. Sure you get. So yeah, it is, it is an aberration anyway. Something like will keep you asking if you are a real Nigerian. Like, what's a Nigerian? Who is a Nigerian? What is real Nigerian? What's your citizenship? Just to shout patriotic. Let's be patriotic and all of that. Anyway, Onyema has offered that if they can provide him easy passage, if you find your way to Egypt, you can find your way to Nigeria, back to your family. And that, I think that's something cheerful a bit, right? Because the likes of Tinubu and gang, they are already drinking the Kool-Aid and giving you the reasons why you have to support Kolu, or else you must be an Igbo, or your blood is stained. Another xenophobic agenda that they will kind of disguise as a Yoruba agenda, but God willing, sparing our lives, we will ensure that that is completely debunked. It won't have a life of its own. Now, here is another one too. Some of them who are already coming down to that part where, reality will set in, all of the paparazzi, the immunity they enjoy. The time is coming that they would have to kind of do without them. And sometimes they pretend to be remorseful. Like, I apologize if you feel like everything I have done. Like Buhari, like Gandola, the Babariga mobile banking CEO of Kano, is apologizing too. Don't worry. That's what he's saying in this video, even if you don't understand it.
Wa'adina ya zo na mulkin jihar Kano. Ina yi muku ban kwana, kuma ina yi muku fatan alheri, kuma waɗanda muka ɓatawa dama babban malami ya faɗi muhimmancin yafiya. To Ni na yafe. Da abin da wani ya faɗa game da ni na yafe kowane ni ma kuma yana roƙo a yafe.
It is smoke Igbo. It is taking the
Gandola, the Babariga mobile banking CEO of Kano, apologizing and seeking forgiveness for whatever he's done wrong to the people of Kano and everybody. Please forgive me. And you're going to see more of that. Forgive us, Edarijiwa, Eweori, Jilaja, and all those, stuff. I have, hang on, what video is this? Right. So, and while I was like, roaming the these streets, I saw this. It happened in Lagos yesterday when the flood, or let me say the flooding that happened in Lagos yesterday made the Loma, no, they not be Loma, they be Lasma. They had to use their hand to see if they could like make a passage for the water and people could pass. It didn't work. So normally there should be an alert that says, please don't pass this road. There's there's water log on the road and all that. But again, it happens and mega shitty with all blocked drainages where people will tell you, yeah, where flooding, they happen for your own UK dear in Maiyegun. Of course, flooding happens, yeah. But you don't want to compare that kind of a flood and all that with, that kind of flooding with what you have in Nigeria. Anyway, call it natural disaster. I hope you know that they are already warning you. Remember what happened last year when a Cameroonian dam was opened? Remember that dam they opened last year? And you remember those who died, those who lost their property. Some of you probably actually know one or two people who survived that flooding, right? They are warning you again. So there will be no kind of a barrier or anything or another dam kind of built to take in the water like we discussed last year. So again, do not compare flooding with another flooding, okay? Or flood with flood. Not this way. Anyway, thank you very much for tonight. So what let me see. Have I forgotten anything I haven't really discussed? All right. That part where they are insisting. Okay, let me touch that before we take a break, okay? See, Kolu is back in Nigeria now, all right? And let's hope there will be no emergency that they will have to take him out of Nigeria again before the May 29. But before the May 29, there are things going on, okay? The tribunal is going to sit soon. And when the tribunal starts, it's going to start unveiling and revealing so many things. And it's going to be a different vibe generally. But I can tell you this, that even up till now, they are still doing everything to make sure that people with petitions withdraw them, especially Obi. Atiku and Anko, they are also like dusting up too. So this whole legal battle is not like the usual way of Atiku versus Tinubu. No, it's not like Atiku versus Obi versus Tinubu versus INEC. Do you understand? So it's a different ball game entirely. So they want to make sure that the whole thing actually get crushed and then kind of doesn't get to the court. But it seems that there's no way it won't. There is no way the tribunal is not going to be messy. Now, if anybody is telling you that it's just about going to court. It's no, it's going to be messy. It's going to be really, really, really messy. Now, being messy is something that they want to try to avoid. Therefore, they are now pushing the agenda of, see, Obi is making the Igbos to lose their chance in being part of Nigeria. As if to say there are no Igbos in APC. As if to say there are no Igbos that are part of Tinubu's election. As if to say there is no Igbo in Tinubu's family. Tinubu has Igbos in his family. He has Igbo blood in his family, right? But nevertheless, when they want to push that Igbo have to be this or Igbo have to be that, now they are banking it on somebody who is accusing Tinubu of stealing his election, is stealing an election. So they're now saying that Peter Obi is now becoming selfish. He is not thinking about the Igbos in Nigeria. If he continues to fight and say he wants to take his mandate, it's going to hurt the Igbos in Nigeria. This is the agenda they are pushing now. That his case is just going to make the Yorubas to hate the Igbos more, which is not true. Tinubu and his miscreants and street urchins are the people who have their agenda, and now them want one Nigeria the way they are projecting it. Deal with them. The Yorubas rejected them. Even in Lagos, they were rejected in Lagos. Remember that and don't ever confuse them together. So, and I want you to know that if their pressure of pushing the Igbo, hang on, this pressure being pushed to make Obi feel like he's carrying the weight of Igbo's lives in Nigeria, and if they want Nigeria and Tinubu's government, or supposed government of Nigeria, if they want Tinubu's government to favor the Igbos, Peter Obi must withdraw his case from court. Chimaroke Nnamani, the disgraced former governor, former senator from Enugu, disgraced by the angry young people, the obedient, is leading the charge of blackmailing. I know it's irrelevant to some of you who are like, but I'm just letting you know that this is ongoing. And when you listen or hear them in public, imagine what they are not saying in public. Imagine those who are actually not speaking in public. Do you know something? Tinubu has listed those he named in his transition committee. So when you want to change government, you would have the people in government that want to hand over to the people who want to come into government. So you appoint people. So the people in government, they will be sharing information about what the government is doing. Finance, even security. They'll be sharing them with the committee that is representing the incoming, so that they can have smooth transition. So usually this transition of a thing is also going to be a reflection of those who are likely going to be in government. Sure, you hear me? Because if you are part of the committee that is going to work on transition, and you have access to what Buhari is doing and his government, what DSS is doing, what Nigeria Army military they are doing, all this information, you have access to them. You will process them, and then you will advise the incoming president, Abi. So if you have access to those information, does that not mean that you are going to be part of that government? So when Tinubu listed the names, there is no single Igbo in that list. And do you know something? Like I told you before, that as bigoted as Buhari is, you are all going to look back and say, Buhari is better. You will see bigotry. You will see nepotism. You will see impunity. You will see things that you believe that they are not supposed to happen. They will give they have made it clear they don't like the Igbos. Despite the fact that having Igbos around them, Joe Igbokwe went on social media to go and complain. You know Joe Igbokwe? Joe Igbokwe is the special advisor to Sanwo-Iku on gutter cleanings, toilet cleaning, waste bin disposal, as well as environment. They call it environment environmental sanitation officer, is the one advising Sowoiku about how dirty Lagos is. And wherever it feels like they should shovel or dig, Joe Igbokwe will gather people, give them shovel, and they will begin to clean gutter in Lagos, so serving the fatherland. And it's been like that for years. So Joe Igbokwe was surprised that no Igbo is listed in Tinubu's transitional committee. Who wrote the name? How come? Which consultation you do? It can't go Facebook, they lament. Now so the Lagos Abobakus, they bombarded him. Ogbeni Joe Igbokwe, we dey watch you since, You are one of the Igbos who is benefiting from Ashiwaju, and you cannot even talk to your people. Your people don't like Ashiwaju. You want to come here now and be asking for Igbos to be part of Ashiwaju's government. Abi, it be like say you dey craze Joe, then be friends. So they call him leader. Lagos Abobakus, they call Joe Igbokwe leader. My leader. On social media, Joe Igbokwe said, how come no Igbo is in Tinubu's? He said, shut up your mouth, Joe. See, you, Joe, we are still watching you. You will need to go back to Anambra. Every Igbo, every Easterner to this Lagos Abobaku is from Anambra. And you may think they are not educated to know that every Igbo is not from Anambra. They are educated, they know. But when you have people that have been brainwashed in that way, because they know that they could be rewarded, they hope they will be given something. And therefore, every Igbo in Nigeria is from Anambra. Joe Igbokwe, go back to Anambra. You are here shouting that Tashiwaju, you are even a traitor. We know that you are one of the people who are going to... all of that nonsense. Somebody now ask, hello, all of you, make I ask you now. This one an innocent question, though. If you are watching me on TikTok, say you listen. This one is innocent question. All of you who are Igbos, because you have Igbos who are APC members in Imo State. You have Igbos in Ebonyi. They are APC members. You have Igbos who are also APC members in other Igbo states. Yes, you know why people don't want to associate with APC in Igbo land. But all of you who are living in that denial, that, Buhari love the Igbo people. Now some of our people no one like Igbo. They don't like Fulani. Now some of our people don't like this. Our people are so ignorant. Our people are so stupid. Our people are so Shebi, they don't give you appointment, Abi. Abi, you don't they collect your own share, Abi. Now, despite the fact that you did APC, be honest. How do you feel when you see the gathering of Yorubas who are APC, and they are trashing Igbos, and they are saying all horrible things about the Igbos, and they are planning to attack Igbos, and they are attacking Igbos, and they are killing Igbos? How do you feel? Like, on an innocent question now, sincere question. Do you just pretend that you don't know it's happening? Or do you just tell yourself that you deserve it? Don't worry. Buhari was able to kind of put some of you behind his ass. A lot of you have licked that ass, that diarrhea ass of Buhari, that the stench, the rot that came out of Buhari's ass that you have licked so many times. They have become so obvious that all of your behavior, all of you that are women, you are stinking of your hypocrisy. How do you feel? Because if I be Yoruba man, if I am a Yoruba man, and I am supporting a party that is doing evil in Nigeria, and people rejected them, and somehow, I still feel like the people inside the party go, that they tell me who I be. All of you, this Igbo. All of you, Igbo, this. How do you feel? Do you just pretend that it's not happening? Okay, I may never get an answer. But maybe you'll tell me someday how you feel. Joe Igbokwe has been crying since yesterday. You see, some of you too, who are Igbos in APC, who are witnessing all these things that people are talking about, and you are telling yourself that it's because your people don't like them and all of that, choking you, I actually fear for your mental health, though. Some of you are pretending to be happy. You are on social media. You are mocking people. You are Igbo. Okay? You are Igbo. You are Igbo. Yes. You are a Biafran. You are on social media. You are laughing at people. Because, Ashiwaju is going to, Ashiwaju conquered every day, all of them. Ashiwaju is a lover of everybody. APC is not what people are saying. I really fear for your mental health. Some of you are suffering from some serious depression behind the scene. And the only way to keep yourselves kind of happy is to seek validation on social media. Validation everywhere. So that some Yorubas can come and say, hey, look at you. I never believed that there is an Igbo that will be so honest. Igbos, some people come here, some people have accused me of that. They said, Maiyegun, you are doing all of this because you want the Igbos to like you, Abi. They are ignoring all the facts I am presenting. They are ignoring the crimes that their criminal leaders are perpetuating. They are ignoring all the presented facts that the Igbos are targeted in Nigeria. They are endangered in Nigeria. There is a state-sponsored genocide against the Igbos in Nigeria. There is, in fact, unwritten agreement, right, that the Igbos are not even going to be second-class citizens in Nigeria, right? I don't even know what category they put them. There is unwritten that. And their election in 2023 exposed that. But that's for the Igbos. Their own injustice from Nigeria. But I'm a Yoruba man. I've also listed our own the injustice we are suffering as Yorubas in Nigeria. I don't live in denial of that. So whose validation should I be seeking? The validation of the Shiites. They were slaughtered in Kaduna, in Zaria. And I never stopped talking about them. Because people died. Maybe I was seeking their validation too, so that I can be a Shiite. For a whole year, when Buhari's government was hunting Nigerians who were promoting the hashtag revolution now, and they grabbed Showore, kidnapped him. Maybe I was seeking your validation too. But for those who know Maiyegun very well, you know that I know injustice when I see one. An injustice doesn't recognize tribe, doesn't recognize ethnic, it doesn't recognize class. Injustice doesn't recognize tribe, your religion. Injustice will deal with everybody that it wants to deal with, whether you support it or you are against it. So the best thing is that the more you are against it, the likelihood of stopping an injustice and bring a decorum. But you, Igbo, that you are witnessing the real thing. And this is not even like what people say about APC. Like what APC are saying about Igbos. They are saying it about you. And you are trying to make some people who don't actually like you. They said it. See, people who rule Nigeria. Let me give you this story. Nigeria is how many years old now? In October, Nigeria is going to be 63 years old. Now, a 63-year-old country. Now, in history, those who have ruled Nigeria, out of that 63 years, when Buhari finish next month, that would then mean Northerners have ruled Nigeria for 47 to 48 years out of 63. The rest of that 63, you have the Westerners, the Yorubas, as well as the Ijaw nation, which is the Niger Delta. There has never been any Igbo president, whether in a military, whether in a diso. There's never been any Igbo president in Nigeria. Now, if you then begin to look at what Nigeria has become today, and you want to put the responsibility on the shoulders of those who had the opportunity of making Nigeria better, united, progressive, and developed, right? And failed. And they left us with, nepotism. They left us with religious fanaticism. They left us with ethnic jingoism. Divided as ever. Then you will have to put the blame on the Hausa Fulani, as well as the Yoruba, as well as the Jaws. Now, if you put all of these people together, they are those who have had a chance, a shot in making Nigeria better, but they failed. There's no Igbo. But every problem in Nigeria, if you don't blame it on an Igbo man, blame it on the Igbos that are dead, the ones that died. Blame them. And then punish the ones that are alive for that blame. So you, an Igbo man, want to now say you are seeing blue, you are calling it black. They should check your mental health. Because a lot of you, I don't know how you feel. Because any small slight like this, they will tell you where you belong. Ask Joe Igbokwe. Joe Igbokwe has lived his life, almost all his life in Lagos. Like many Igbos, too, that were born, generational Igbos in Lagos. They ganged up, they attacked Igbos, they profiled them because of election of Tinubu in that same Lagos. Joe Igbokwe joined them in blaming the Igbos. He said, my people do too much because they want to come and... He joined the propaganda. Then he thought he's part of the team. You know that thing where you go believe say you be part of the team, but you are not. You know even the reserve list. They go tell you where you belong. Wait, in the coming days. So Tinubu, they say, why would Tinubu appoint Igbo into his transitional government? Why? They were asking Joe Igbokwe, Joe, why should Tinubu, despite knowing that the Igbos don't support him, why should Tinubu appoint Igbos? Tinubu want to rule Nigeria. So that when he finally say, Mr. Ben Akabueze, Minister of Planning, they say, you see, they said Tinubu don't like Igbo, so see Ben Akabueze. Ben Akabueze is now the Minister of Planning. Tinubu gave Igbos. Tinubu gave 3 ministers to Igbo, so they said he didn't like Igbo, so shut up your mouth and drop it. You're not dealing with dumbos anymore. Do you know that? The ones that he can do is that is transitional to show to you that he doesn't want any Igbo anywhere near him. He told his own campaign manager, Babashir Lawal, that going to Eastern Nigeria, Igbo land, to canvass for vote is a waste of money, waste of resources when they are doing primaries. He said it. It's on record. But the Constitution of Nigeria says if you want to be president of Nigeria, you must appoint minister from every state in Nigeria. Sure, you know, whether you like it or not. No, he can appoint it. No. He must. But maybe Tinubu will just be like, no, I don't want any Igbo, this no can't spoil my government. APC, the Yoruba APC, are already telling the Igbos that they don't want them in Tinubu's government because they may come to Tinubu's government to come and spoil his government. Yes, they are saying it. As if to say there is no single Igbo in APC in Nigeria, yet they have 2 states, Imo State, Igbo land, Ebonyi State, Igbo land, and there is no single APC from these 2 states, right? That qualifies. One Nigeria. So they are saying, why would they want to be? I know some of you are already saying, well, we know Igbos also don't want it. I am not talking about whether you want it or not. I'm just telling you to understand what Nigeria is about to venture into. And the better you tell yourselves this truth, the easier for you to accept this truth and possibly stop lying to yourself that Nigeria is redeemable. It's just going to get worse. And it's not because we wish it. It's not because we want it. It is because of the actions of the criminals that are pushing us there. They will take us there. Baby debe. So yeah, the pressure to get to be to stop and get Igbos to benefit from Tinubu's government. The campaign is now on. You know that Chimaroke Unnamani, or Chimaroke Ummamadni. Because normally you just say Chimaroke Mamad, na madman. So Chimaroke Mamadni is now going to be looking for a job. And therefore, he can use the next 1 month to convince Kolu that they could get Obi to drop his case. Anyway, whatever they do on the diary, Maiyegun will bring that to you. So I'll take calls so that those of you who couldn't like call in yesterday could probably drop yours tonight. But I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea again. I did try to go and make one, but I didn't go back to go and make it. So which means I'm going to go and make it now. And before you leave, we currently have over 3,600 of us on YouTube, which is pretty much good number for tonight. However, we only have about 800 of you who have paid your offerings tonight. Remember, your offering is to like that video. Like the video, share it. And if you can subscribe to my channel, if you haven't already, I would just be so much appreciative. If you can, subscribe as well. And also on TikTok, I've got my friends there who are also on TikTok, who are also like, some of them are abusing me. I don't know yet, but I'm not reading. But they are part of this conversation, okay? So you should do what you have to do. Take us to that if we have over 3,000 people, we can get up to 2,500 of you paying your offering. That would be like marking the register. We are here. So don't go anywhere. I will be back to take calls, okay? Thank you so much. And I think that took longer than expected. However, let's start taking people's reactions and all that. Thank you. And those of you who have responded to that, to my call, like that broadcast if you're watching on YouTube. We still have over 3,500 of us still. Please. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hello.
Daniel.
Ahmed, so.
Oh, Ahmed, is that you? So is that why you are coming in with that slow voice? It's been a while.
Well,
how you be?
Yeah, I do.
Well, it's good to hear from you. A lot of people probably are going to be like, oh, Ahmed.
Yeah. I came in the last time of commenting.
Yeah.
Little bit smart. We did here.
Anyway.
As Nigerian agree us to say more help other people for here. When he came into the reduce as an academy to
right.
Trying to bear with me here. So no time. The time I will come on, we deal with all this training and stuff like that. But I don't finish one cycle shot.
Anyway, it's good to have you back.
I don't miss
no matter
a lot.
how temporary. So how you been now?
Yeah,
you want to
I
go
don't
on this
miss
tonight?
Oh yeah.
Nice one.
I was just watching. During those election time, I get time.
We didn't see much of you.
For those kind of things like that. I tell you that time. I will be very, very active during that period.
Right.
So, people will remember Google time all those Nigerian Yoruba actors. Let me see, Yoruba actor and actresses. Nígbà tí ọmọ àfin sọ pé wọ́n mú this Yetunde Wunmi ni all those actors pé wọ́n mú wọn pẹ̀lú drug. I don't know if
listeners, you would have to speak English, just stick to, even if you have to
okay.
Sometimes he put them off. It's like they miss so much.
Yeah.
But go on, Baba. I'm enjoying you.
So I don't know if you remember this time that those Yoruba actors that you hear news that they were caught with drugs, Yetunde Wunmi and Baba Suwe, Gugu, and before you know, the story don't go. So this is a kind of something people need to reflect back to. So about time you're about going you, but obviously, I want you more. Would you want to blind if you want to be there? They don't want to see anything. Now waiting the one shot now everybody they look for.
And now everybody they
so, we don't talk this thing. Everybody is seeing it, reality. But I did all those people that they no hungry, I sure you be your president, I sure you be Emil, I sure you be your president, or he doesn't be your president, it's none of my business. You don't enter. Everybody go here now, everybody go tell her.
Eventually.
All this narcotic, can continue, it will go up. Maiyegun, you have been doing well, you have been doing good. I don't really have anything to say, but
I mean, it's good to hear your voice, even that alone. It's good to have you back. Mommy,
just want to call to people's attention to go back and reflect all those days. Yeah, so if you hear them, they say, when they sing for them, all these things that we have been seeing coming out now, narcotic news, drug news. They don't do video for them, saying Tinubu go enter. Tinubu la fait Olubu there. Okay, all not the same. We don't see him now. People don't see him as
call that game, Ahmed. Let me take a thank you so much, Baba. Now I have another caller. Hello there.
Yes.
Now I have another caller.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. You may need to move away from that broadcast if we really want to talk. You won't have to be listening to the broadcast while we talk. Or you help me mute it. That will help, please.
Yeah, I just did.
Thank you.
This is Tunde Bello from Dallas, Texas.
Sir Tunde Bello from Dallas.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, we're fine. We appreciate you, and we've said we will never miss your program any day, anytime, anyhow.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have two things to talk about today.
Please.
Number one is about after 30, or let's just random it up as a month, that Tinubu came out and pictures going online everywhere, just like the one you showed with the medical. I'm not a medical practitioner, but with also was stick to his hand.
I know.
That thing literally shows us that Tinubu is not healthy, and he might have been on medication right while inside the plane from France to Nigeria.
Also,
is this what Nigeria is about going into again after Buhari years on Nigerian resources on medication? Has Tinubu, if you see, he came back fresh a bit, if you look at his face. But if you look at something, it's not when everybody was screaming, jubilating in Abuja airport. If you look at Remi Tinubu's face, you will see fear in her face. I want you to go back to that video and look at her very well. You will see fear in her face that this woman really knows that all is not well with the husband.
Let me play that video for context, those who are watching, so that they can see what you are saying before you continue, sir. Sorry for that. Are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here. If you see Remi's face, you will see that smile is just an artificial smile.
And
because she's been there with him for the whole 1 month. Yeah, she's been there with him for a whole month. She knows what has happened. And even in the air, she knows, because if you were not in the hospital or not discharged, that tube should not be on his arms. So, may God save Nigerians. Like me, I still believe if people in government, interim government issue came up, it's people in government that are talking about interim government.
It's them.
An outsider cannot just be talking about interim government. So it is not yet Uhuru. May 29 is still not yet Uhuru. Then two,
yes, sir.
I was watching what's it called? Arise TV yesterday. Arise TV, the owner of Peace Air was brought to Arise TV. He talks about how all these African countries can fly into Nigeria 2-3 times in a day. And Air Priest is not giving license to fly into their countries. If you look at what aviation minister is doing, now they are that they wasted that logo, they wasted billions of naira on to say that they want official. Why can't they make Air Priest in partnership with Air Peace to become Nigerian Airways?
At least we will keep that shit. Remember, sir, they did it with Virgin. Back then, before Virgin left. Now, this one is the aircraft in Nigeria, airline in Nigeria. You are making sense, so I'm just reasoning with you, sir. Please, go on.
Yes, sir, you're very right. So why would they not do that? This man has come to the rescue of the country so many times in need. The federal government is not, no one, Ukraine, Egypt, everywhere
South Africa,
he did it.
China,
South Africa,
and so,
China,
India,
he did it,
and so many places like that.
Yeah, he did it for free of charge. If it's time for election, I always tell you, I'm a Yoruba man from Kogi Kaba. If it's time for election, they will say Igbo men cannot be president. But if it's time to rescue Nigerians, it is the Igbo people who will come to rescue Nigeria. What do you think we can do to wipe out? Maybe we will have to go the way Jerry Rawlings did it in Ghana and wipe out this generation and get new generation to help us. Because whether we are overseas or not, there is no how Nigeria is still our home.
Of course.
no matter the money we all make overseas, we will still want to go back to our home. We shouldn't allow these people destroy our country because of see pastors, see bishops, see all of them, 2, 3 jets online, nobody, see Dangote, all of them. Why is it always this Igbo man coming to our rescue and we don't want power to go to them? Let's even try people who have never been there. Maybe our country will be good. Thank you. I appreciate
so
it.
Much, Saturday.
And how is Madam and the family?
Well, we thank God and thank you so much for all of that, sir. I do appreciate. My regards to yours too, all the family. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So I will take another one. Sorry, somebody said that earpiece is not Igbo. So, well, if you think Alan Onyema is not Igbo, maybe we'll have another debate on that. But we know that there are some of you like that. That the moment somebody doesn't align with what you want them to align with, for some of you probably feel like, you know, is a pro-Nigeria. So you can easily just join those who are going to be sharing any kind of, sliming, what have you against him. But you are part of those I spoke about earlier. Shameless people who prefer to throw everyone under the bus, especially if they don't agree with them. Yeah. Hello there. Hey, 1 second though. Let me see how I can get you connected straight to the call. Somehow I don't know why it's off. The Prince.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
How are you?
I'm fine. Are you, Baba?
Well, I'm here. Still here. Thank you.
I see the hair. You have to Kano Michael. I see the hair, Baba.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Baba.
Thanks so much, Prince.
Yeah. Yes, so Baba, I want to recommend your Sunday Simon to people on 23rd. Anybody who has not listened or has not listened to that broadcast, they should go back and listen to it. Yeah, you blow the breeze and open the nyash of Nigeria completely in that Simon. Okay, God bless you, mightily, Maiyegun.
Amen.
You know, you got that time 100%. I will add it 1%, 101%, and that 1% is that already the terrorists have taken over Nigeria. Already, their anger is that they are not being allowed to occupy the forest of the east with the cover of the cow. You know, they are so mad at that ESN is chasing them.
Sorry, Prince Jajaman. Sorry, Henry.
Yes,
that
Baba.
Comment on somebody who said that how are you sure that the owner of earpiece is Igbo? Onyama, and then it's actually a comment from Facebook, so not you, Henry. I just read your comment there that you are being sarcastic. I don't know what you said, but somebody made that statement on Facebook, and I was like, they are there. You know what I mean? So probably fake accounts anyway. It doesn't matter. Prince Jajaman, sorry.
All right. So Baba, they are mad. That's why they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu because of that. But Baba, there's one thing I want to also add to it.
Please.
You see, Nnamdi Kanu, I want to use Wike and Joey Gbekwe as a case study. Nnamdi Kanu said to all these criminals that are from the east and terrorists from the east. Nnamdi Kanu said to them, if you serve the zoo, you will surely come back in shame. You see, Wike wanted the presidential ticket for him to show the Fulani terrorists that he is a man for them. He has to kill all his people in Obigbo. But at the end, what happened? Once you kill your own brother or say your own brother, you know, for the enemy of your people, they will never trust you.
No.
That was his own. At the end of the day, upon all the money he gave to Tamboa, that one threw him under the box. He went under the bus. He went back in shame. Then Joy Igwekwe, that one has been sleeping on Tinubu Pampas for so long. All right? But he refused to eat the sheet coming there. Now they brought the sheet to put in his mouth. Okay? Because they know that he's a threat of his people. You know, over the years he has been on the neck of IPOB, who are defending the forest of the east, where the terrorists are coming to take over on the cover of the cow. Okay? So now the Kano told them, if you serve the zoo, one Nigeria, you will surely come back in shame. And all of them are coming back in shame. Now the Kano is a man that we have never seen his type before. That's why we respect him so much. No matter the distraction, we'll continue to hold on to his message. That's what has been keeping us very strong. And we believe that Biafra will surely come. Biafra must surely be restored. And I wish also my Oduduwa brother, Oduduwa nation, it must surely come. Because Nigeria is gone. Now they can say Nigeria is like a train that has already lost its brake. It's on a high speed. Anything on its way is clearance.
Until it
crashes. Until everything scatter. So Maiyegun General, Baba, I hail you. Continue the good work with your mic.
I will.
We are there.
Thank you. I'll take another one. Like Prince Jejema just put it right. Remember, you have to speak your mind without in any hindrance, okay? Speak them and make them factual. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am very well, my lady. Sorry, your name and where you coming from? Is that all right?
That's fine. My name is Charm, and I'm coming from New York.
Did you say Charm?
Yes, it's the same one.
The same Charm.
Same one.
You know what I mean? The same charm of the People's Parliament. I am so honored to kind of have you, now that I know who you are. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine.
You're very well. So, yeah, please.
For your work. It's a really good one.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, so I listened to your program and talked about Sudan.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's the proxy war that the US and Russia fighting in Sudan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it really struck me, you know. USA, America is fighting their own in Sudan. Russia is for its own interest in the same Sudan.
That's right.
But guess what? No Americans are being killed. No Russians are being killed. Only Sudanese.
Only Sudanese and Africans. Wow.
And when will we gather as Black people, for goodness sake? At the end of the day, they still want our resources. They're selling you arms. They're selling all of this thing. It's not for free.
No.
You are leveraging your resources to fight a war against your own brothers. These same resources you would give cheap, right? They build the economy, you get your stupid arms, and you kill your people. I don't understand where gather sensitiveness as Black people.
I know.
And this is why I said to Black people in the People's Parliament, Black lives matter, but it will only start to matter when it matters to Black people for goodness sake. Matter to us. How can it matter to any other person? If we cannot treat ourselves with dignity and respect, how can the rest of the world treat us with dignity and respect?
A good question, now.
You know, they always say charity begins at home.
Right.
We can't asking them for things that we cannot even do for ourselves. And I'm not even only talking about Africans in general, Black. It's like a pandemic of Black people killing one another. You know.
And it continues to happen from every generation to generation, and it's just it's never ending. It's never ending.
it seems as if there's a real curse. God, I really, I don't want to put my mouth, but I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Not to talk of the one that's going on in Nigeria. I'm tired of talking about Afra, Ududuwa, or Middle Belt. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared to say, okay, but I have family there. I cannot be in the safety and comfort of my own home and say, okay, go and fight. But it only seems like that's the only way that we can.
That's why I said, Lady Chama, right? That's why I said that, you see, when those who are asking that we should do this peacefully and save ourselves from this, like everlasting damnation as a people, right? And sit together and rely on this whole thing that by everybody doing their own thing, however they want to do them, according to the choosing of theirs, right? Without having to kill anybody for it. Or we are stuck. But whatever happens, your wish, my wish are being discarded. People want a better working Nigeria, knows that it's going to be for the beneficiary of everyone. Now, those who don't want that, they are pushing those who want that out. So what will happen at the end of the day is that they will keep many of us so divided. And as it is currently working into their own advantage, it will soon stop working in their advantage. Now, those that they've pushed out, right, they are the people that will be pushed to demand for breakup of Nigeria when every other option has been exhausted. They will be the one. If they don't stop, if they don't change this trajectory, which I think they are not going to, they won't. Now, that's what will take us to that part that we are praying that we never get to, because that will be bloody, the one they are pushing us to.
Listen, it's not bloody. If I remember with my mom, I can't remember something that when we were growing up, right? A car exploded. My mom ran out of the room. She was in panic. She was scared. And that's when I had PTSD from the war.
I know.
Because she saw something, that it was a bomb or something. But it was just a car that exploded on the road, right?
I know.
So, they have trauma
from what happened then. That's true.
Leaving the war and everything,
I know.
So, imagine that we want to put another generation that I can understand why people don't want to do that. War is not a good thing.
It's not.
War is not anything that anyone go into. Too many people lose their lives. Too many people.
You know what they say in Yoruba? You know what we say in Yoruba? We are like, you can only know the beginning of a war, right? You are not guaranteed that you know the end of it. Nobody is guaranteed of it.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so true. That is so true.
I mean, everybody will know when the war starts. Not all of us will know the end of it. And if you live to know the end of it and tell the story, you will never wish it happen again. That's what I was told. I've never witnessed war. And I don't want to.
I don't want to witness war.
Do you get that?
I don't want to witness war.
So we hope Nigerian criminal leaders will not push us into war. Because look at this. What's this?
Yeah? I hope so.
Thank you so much, my dear lady.
Maiyegun, thank you so much.
Thanks.
You're doing so well. And I'll continue to share your channel to more and more people, so that we can get more people listening to other Nigerians and listening to just to hear solutions even.
I mean,
thank you so much.
People are more aware now. They are kind of like self-aware politically now. Like you said, as long as you continue giving me this support and sharing to others, one day a lot of people will know better. And once the number is actually so high, this whole thing can be done for once and for all. It won't be easy, but it's doable. It is possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You have a good one, okay? Thank you. I have another caller, and mind you, if you are still watching, we still have we have over 3,000 of us on YouTube, and I've announced this several times, right? Like the broadcast, show that you are here. I know a lot of you are watching on your screen, on your TV, big screen, okay? But do me that favor. You have phones. I mean, you do have phone. Go to YouTube channel of Maiyegun and like that broadcast and drop the phone. Continue watching. Hello there, Ken. Is that you?
Yes, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well. It's been a long time. I was expecting you to attend our last People's Parliament, but no, I never saw your signal. How are you?
I'm good. I tried very hard to get in, but I guess I just couldn't.
Traffic, as usual. And I'm glad you could do this one tonight. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Very well, thanks.
I was saying that Maiyegun, maybe I'm just saying, just maybe.
Yeah.
One, maybe if it's possible, that's if it's possible. One People's Parliament in the week, maybe one again over the weekend. If it's possible, but if it's not, that's fine.
Okay. That's a proposal.
Just a thought. It's just a thought. Just a thought. So, like I said, you remember I said before the election, I said we're going to watch a movie, and we did, and I think we really, really did enjoy the movie. As if we all anticipate that how it was going to play itself out. That the election is a charade. The whole process is a charade. And in fact, I think one of the most interesting one in everything they did in that election was the open season, where South, criminals, police, even security agents were literally going from one point to another with a tout, telling people if they are not voting for this, don't bother. And nothing was done. And it was just happy. It was like an open season, Maiyegun. Open season.
Because they say if you disrupt, it's against their law. If you disrupt election, if you try to stop election from happening or stop people from accessing the election, to exercise their right, you could get jailed for it. In fact, you will be jailed for it. But when the government is doing it, or those in government are doing it, I think it's legal.
Yeah, exactly. So when that happened, I just said to myself, I said this is exact. I mean, everybody in the People's Parliament, in the Temple of Truth. Yes. I said this thing right from the beginning, before the election kick off. We saw the whole team playing the December, and it was like I think we're having a fun. So that being said, the other part when you were showing the video, and I think was it the video and the picture of Tinubu with that something like a PICC IV.
Oh, you mean that syringe attached to his arm?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
let me tell you this.
It is an image. Yeah. I have it on the screen right now. In case if you want to help it to guide you to what you want to say, it's on the screen. Go on. Okay.
Yes. So this is what I'm going to tell you from my own little medical experience in the field.
Please.
Is that once you come back from the hospital or from the ER with that, it simply means a lot of things are going on with you. It could be anything, but I'm just going to narrow it down to few of, if not possible, the most common ones.
All right.
That they kept it in there to support you, to support your immune system, to keep you going.
Okay.
Yeah. Or there's something else going on in there. It could be maybe.
It could be what?
Too high. Diabetes.
See, Osita, you kept breaking up there. I didn't hear you. Okay. It could be what? Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, sir.
It could be anything. It could be maybe he's having some kind of a pre-existing condition that is getting deteriorated very bad. That they need to put him on that stuff to keep him up and running. To keep everything up and running.
But, why did they push him? Why did they have to send him back? Let me put it this way. Sorry that I'm going to ask you a question, okay? My question is that you have some medical experience, okay? And you cannot diagnose somebody by looking at a picture. We know that, okay? But that your own line, right? For them leaving it on, somebody said it's because they have to be monitoring him. It's possible that he was receiving a drip. Even on that flight to Nigeria, it was on a drip there. So what does that tell? Like leaving it on for somebody who has been kind of discharged from the hospital. Does that mean that they force him? Could it be that they force him back to Nigeria even when he still need that help? Please, just kind of share that or medically. Like, what does that mean?
So in the medical field, a patient has a right to refuse or to accept any treatment. It is your right.
Right.
It is not something anybody can force down your throat. Okay? So if he feels that is what he wants, it is him, Tinubu, that will tell them exactly what he wants. Okay. Now, it is also the responsibility of the doctor to also enlighten and explain to him the pros and cons of his decision. So that when it comes down to the fact that the crunch of decision comes down to that, they will have him to sign a consent document. That consent document means that he will not hold the hospital or the doctor liable for anything that happens to him. So that's where his right really kicks in right there. So it's his choice, really. It could. That's why I say it could be a lot of things.
But what could that mean? What could he be getting treated for that they have to leave that on him? How serious do you think that could be?
Again, Maiyegun, don't forget, they've been very secretive.
Yes.
They are not telling anybody anything. Okay, but obviously based on what you saw, that picture and the video, it tells you that he has a very serious pre-existing condition going on with him. I don't know, you don't know, but we do know based on some of the things we have seen in the video that he has displayed in terms of like losing consciousness, saying F11, F12 instead of F9, and then he's talking about corn when he's talking about electricity.
Yeah,
exactly.
Roasted corn and all those
things. Exactly. So that's why I said that because we don't know, because they are not sharing this information, and because of some of the things we have seen, and plus the latest one of that stuff you saw there, it tells you that it could be one, it could be two, it could be God knows whatever it is. But keeping that kind of an equipment in there, there's what is called there's what is called an external device, which they use to monitor him. Even in France, they will have it. He might have his own, but they are using that to monitor his progress, to monitor his condition. You understand? That's why I say it could be a lot of things. But technically, in the medical field, like based on your earlier question, he has the right to either accept the treatment or not.
Exactly.
That is going on. It's like, for example, now you go to your doctor. Doctor wants to prescribe this medication. You could tell the doctor, I don't want to take this medication.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop you.
No, they can't.
Exactly. So it's your right. So what you see that Tinubu you just saw that just came back.
Yeah.
Trust me, the guy is literally on a very serious situation going on with him there. And you see, they are just managing him. Give him some few days. If you see him, the next time you see him, pay more attention to where his condition is. And pay attention to those who are standing behind him most of the time.
Yeah.
So that's just everything that you need to know. That this guy has a lot of stuff going on in there. But they choose not to want to talk. Don't worry, my dear brother.
They don't love that country, but time will tell.
No, they don't.
It's such a pleasure hearing again from you, sir. Let me take another one
so
that we can manage all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right.
I want to hear from doctors, people who have been in that medical line, not those who are reading it like me. I'm talking about those who have I want to know something is not right. Okay, I've never received a drip in my life. I've never been kind of, you know what I mean? But however, I know I have people who have had them. If they leave them on, hello there.
Yeah, one more.
Hey,
my brother.
Osita, how are you, Baba?
I'm great. Thank you very much for all the expose.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me go straight. Truly speaking, I do not know why we are debating on this. The man is sick. The man is 110% sick. They did not show you the whole clip when he was coming down. You will see some of the medical personnel coming down as well. He is not meant to have come back to Nigeria, but it's because people are asking questions. Then he has to come back. He's not meant to come back to Nigeria now. So it's not a secret. No normal human being wears that thing in his arm.
And travel with it, except they are taking treatment on the way.
Yeah, right here in the US, there's a time I was sick for 1 month. I was in the hospital for 1 month, and it was an ER that I went for. When I was coming out from that place, I did not wear anything like that because what I had was pneumonia. So I didn't bring out anything. So he has shown us times without number that the solid state about this whole thing is, if he was sick, it's a different thing. But there is something that is called in sciences, there is something that is called progressive ailment, progressive disease,
progressive symptom. That is what he has. And such things has to do with dementia. It has to do with Parkinson. Such diseases, you cannot have control over them. The only thing you can do is to try to sustain, but they will manage, but they will keep increasing by day. That is the reason they call it progressive. So let's not even talk about that. But that is not my main issue of calling. But it's because of I've been watching some of your. I go back, I watch some of your program. And I decide to comment on something different today.
Yes. Use your time now.
Now, what I am trying to talk about is the Islamatization of Nigeria. One. The other one is about the election result. Now, the Islamization of Nigeria, trust me, Buhari has done his own job. You remember when I called in yesterday, I asked you if Buhari actually said that in his head. He has done his own job. They have brought in the terrorists into Nigeria. Those people are not living yet. Now, what did they do? They needed to bring in somebody from the southern part of Nigeria who is a Yoruba man. Who is a Muslim. So that they can penetrate peacefully. You will see the kind of laws Tinubu will promulgate. If he remains there, you will see the kind of laws he will promulgate. He will allow these people to have that ruga. You see all those ruga that they are talking about. He will make sure that they have all that ruga because all the governors in the southwest and some in the southeast and some in the south, they are all in bed with him. And at the end of the day, they will promulgate all those laws. These people, instead of coming in with against resistance, there is not going to be any resistance. They will come in fully and settle down. Why I am saying this is because look at what is happening in Africa now. It is always in the sub-Sahara where you have the Islamic State. That is where every problem is happening in Africa. Sudan followed suit the other day, just some few weeks ago. So all these things you are looking at is coming from the northern part of Africa, trickle down to the southern part of Africa. It's a gradual movement. They want to conquer Africa. That is what this Islamic people, that is their agenda. They want to conquer Africa. And the highest resistance they think they will have in West African sub-region is Nigeria. That is one part. I believe I need people to look at what is happening right now. And that is the reason, at the end of the day, I am suggesting, my brother, you look for Julius Malema. I need you to bring him on this program. Because it is not all about Nigeria we are looking at right now. Africans need to galvanize together to see the problem that is coming. The problem that is coming. In the next 30 years, we will see the problem that is coming in Africa. That is one. Then let's go to the election results in Nigeria. You always ask this question. Why is it that the person that took second, they are not always attacking him?
Yes, sir.
Why is it that the one that took third, that they gave third position was the one they are attacking?
They are focused on.
But it is they focused on. But it's simple as this. Let me tell you, if eventually they say Tinubu is not going to be there, they want the next person that will occupy that place is Atiku. They did their arithmetic calculation very well. At the end of the day, the least we can get, the people can get here, is that they will tell you that, okay, when the first position didn't take, the second position should be the one that that is the reason Atiku. Yeah, that is the reason Atiku is not giving up. That is the reason he's in court. I am telling you this thing. I have processed it. I didn't hear from anybody, but I have processed it. And I looked at it. I know that is the reason Atiku is not giving up.
You are opening our mind and our eyes to something that is so important that some people will be like it's insignificant, but it is. You are just kind of you are capturing my mind on that right now, Osita, and I bet a lot of people are also kind of be like, oh, that makes sense.
So that is where we are right now. So it is time for us to know where we are heading to.
And what we are up against.
We don't need to say to tell us what is going on. On these two subjects, I put my hands on. Believe me, I have thought about it, I've processed it, and this is exactly what is going on. Because I ask myself, why is all this problem starting up again in the whole of West African countries, here and there? And truly speaking, like one other person said, the moment the American and the Russians start their Cold War, now, include China inclusive, believe me, Africa is always the scapegoat. That is the reality. Thank you very much, my brother.
Bless you, Sita, for that insightful expose too. Open our minds to something that we kind of always want to ignore, like it doesn't exist. That makes sense. I'll think about that. I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. Good evening. How are you?
I am fine. It's Jide from London.
Hey,
okay.
I'm
blessed, sir. Okay, let me just throw some more light on that device that this man was seen wearing today. It seems to me is what is called medically PICC, which stands for peripherally inserted central catheter. Now, what the hell is that? It's simply a device used to deliver medication or manage a pre-existing medical condition, such as cancer or some kind of infectious disease or other medical condition. So it's very hard to tell, except one has access to his medical file. But at the end of the day, when you get to that stage where a PICC is deployed, to you, it means you're very, very sick man. Very, very, very sick. So that's what it is in very simple terms. Okay, and that's just that. Okay. On the other hand, the chairman of Air Peace is sending out aircraft to Sudan. Do the Northerners, do they not have jets they can send out there? How many Igbo people or Yoruba people are in Sudan? You go and check out of that. If they make a list of all the students that are studying in Sudan, they're probably in all that they are what we call KU school there and all that. They are mostly Northerners. But yet, exactly, and yet it was the same Igbo man, that they are Igbo people that they've been persecuting. The same Biafra person that sent a Biafran. Let them just have it. Let them just have it. Yeah, he's a Biafran. He's a Biafran man that is sending an aircraft to go and save their ass. And whereas all of them, all those rankadiri with all their billions and all that, did not do anything. That's the thing. That's the double standard.
At least we are saying it. You are right. You know, another hypocrisy of Diaz, yeah? When this whole thing got so high, and then it got into the head, what should I say? It got so bad 2 days ago. These guys, they were shouting, Abike, won't you go and rescue Nigerians? I was like, oh, they can't even call Buhari. They can't call the government. They are calling Abike. And you are right. An Igbo man, an infidel, is going to have to use
an infidel, a Biafran man, a Biafran man, the same Biafra that they are saying they are terrorists and all that, the same thing. So if some people that we have, if some of our brethren, okay, in the southeast and the southwest has been supporting these people, this will show them they should start turning away from their wicked ways and have sense. Because like you rightly said, if this guy, I hope he will not get because I'm still standing on that my conviction that he will not be sworn in somehow. But man, if that guy should get sworn in, na disaster. Real disaster.
I mean, we will see.
Anyway.
It's good to one thing about what we are doing right now. This conversation is that you know why people say we are this program is helping a lot of people. Because you see, this conversation is helping people to cope and at the same time kind of prepare for how they are going to handle if the worst finally happens. What's the worst that will happen? They will swear Tinubu in. That's the worst that can happen. So how do you handle it? Can happen. How do you cope? What are the expectations? So that help people to kind of calm down in a way to say, well, what's the worst that can happen? Okay. I have an idea.
Interestingly, on Arise News, because I don't miss their morning show, there was this Muppet that came on the show. And before Rufai could even say anything, he was already attacking. You could see that these people, if they give them a chance, they would literally kidnap that guy and do some very bad things to him.
Beat him up and to one others now. They will be
because he was fast checking. Yeah, he was fact checking everything they were saying and all that. Before I go, please, if you can bring in Shorel or that Julius Malema, go and find him. I'm sure they will. Julius will be very happy to come on this program. Julius
is a big man in South Africa. I will try and send a message on Twitter if he responds.
You're a big man too, and all that. It's just about speaking to one of his guys and all that, and then let them see what you're doing. And the Showore, please tell him we don't hate him. Let him come and explain himself here, and maybe he will get another feel of how people in diaspora. Because this is the first time, like somebody said 2 days ago that he didn't used to follow the politics in Nigeria. Same thing here, but this is the first time that everybody in diaspora. 85% of the people in diaspora are now very, very interested in what is happening in Nigeria. You see? Anyway,
I will do something on that, and if I am lucky to hear from him, it will be a pleasure because I have so many of his videos too, and their drama and all of that, and what he's managed to actually achieve over there too. But nevertheless, let's put it in
And with the people that have been reporting your pages, I know they are going to try to do something with YouTube as well.
And now they're likely going to shut down my YouTube and everything.
Have you heard of Rumble?
I have, and I've signed up for it, but I am yet to really study it so I can get on.
Yeah. That's the one place that they will never touch you. And there's a gentleman that lives in the US. Right. He used to be an actor. He called Joe Okechukwu. Try and get him on the program at some point. I know that because he will have his own from this time because he's more like a pastor. I know that, but he attacks all these people. So try and send him a message on IG.
Something about us on MaiyegunsDiary Politico is that we kind of don't welcome people that much. So it's always going to be like, you know what I mean? But like all these requests have been made, I will work on them. And when everything pop up, okay, sure.
Yeah, maybe on the day of the People's Parliament, it will be nice if you could get another person that will co-anchor with you. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Maybe on a Saturday when people will not be worrying to go to bed on time, so we can even do a 3.5 hours program of 4 hours, and then we'll all have fun, and be informed the more.
Yes.
All right,
we will work something out. I love all these suggestions, okay? And it's just to make, it's just for us to kind of get to deepen our conversation on what is going on in Nigeria. And in the process, right, we would likely find a common ground on where exactly we should all camp and fight. I get that. I'm with you. So, Baba, thank you so much, okay? Let me take another one, Jai. Oh, Princess got it. Princess. I thought you would give up because usually if you try like a few times these days, you just give up. So you didn't give up. It's like something is pressing. You want to say something by all means.
Yeah, Maiyegun, I was gobsmacked when Osita was talking. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I was just trying to just shed more light on what Osita said. If you look at the petroleum industry, Maiyegun, you see that the foreigners are going back. Yeah? There was a conference, in Kenya, and so many oil and gas people were there. And they were all saying that the oil companies are leaving. And I was just smiling. Maiyegun, they are going to leave. It has always been about Africa as the last on the pyramid. On that food chain, we are the last, we are the bottom. We are the bottom. It is not something that is not glaring to everybody. That is why they are rushing Dangote refinery. Maiyegun, Dangote refinery is only going to serve Nigeria. Okay. And there will be nothing left. What is going to happen in Gambia? What's going to happen in Lome, in Togo? What will happen in Cotonou? How will they get fuel? What will happen in Guinea? What will happen in Sierra Leone? What will happen in Guinea-Bissau?
I'm not following.
What will happen in Senegal? So they are going to render your oil useless.
Okay.
They will. It is what it is. The agenda has been there from onset. But we have so many things we are all diverting into. When you have insurgency in your country, you have a country like ours that's got insurgency for how many years now? Whatever country that's got insurgency, that insurgency is more than 48 hours. Maiyegun, the government, and the Westerners are involved. I stand to be corrected.
Now I get you.
The American goes on your platform to tell us what is not or what is not happening. We know all these things. We know about economic hitmen. Hello, I can't hear you.
No, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, we know about the economic hitmen. We know about how they call your country, to come and take money from international motherfucker, and they tell you they will bring the people that will execute the contract. And eventually they bring this economic hitmen, they take part of the money. The economic hitmen swindle you. When you take their money, they devalue your money. I have always asked on this program, Maiyegun, how can one unit of these people's money go to 900? Our resources are not really mined, but not as if they are not mined like 20-30%.
So there's no real value put on that resources, just
exactly. The dollar you are all carrying around was backed by Saudi oil. Nothing more. It is just paper that they make glossy and they threw it out there. But we have so many crises at hand that has been distracting everybody. I said this on this program 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, I can't remember. Maiyegun, the diasporans that will come to Africa, that will come and liberate Africa. I've said it again this year. I'm giving it another 3 years. I'll repeat it again. Then 2 years after then, you all start rushing back. World Economic Forum is there. They are there. They are going to tell you, you don't need to work, AI will take over your jobs and you'll be happy. Why do you think Nigerian or Africans left the shores of their continent and countries to the Western world to work and earn money and probably have a safe haven to come back to?
Let me begin to round it up. I appreciate this again as usual. It's like You just want us to know that we are fucked. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, we are. Yes. We all are.
So
we are.
We can get to know that whatever we do, right, we are in for a long haul. Okay.
It's a very long run, Baba.
It's going to be a long run. Princess, thank you so much for this. I am going to quickly round up now because my time is almost coming to an end, and we will do this again next time. Okay. Thank you so much, man. So my time is up. I have something to say to you, my friends. Everybody who participated in this conversation tonight, and those who are still attempting to call in, I understand, but that's going to be the last call. However, tomorrow, this platform, MaiyegunsDiary Politico, will play host to the Yoruba Union and the leaders and all that, in order for us to continue. In fact, in order for us to further lay the foundation for what we do best now, which is reaching out to those who are the victims of what Nigeria has become. As much as we talk about the problems of Nigeria every now and then, provide solution here and there, we also reach out to the victims or to the people and doing our best to see if we can get them off the back of these criminals that are playing the tribal, religious, and other cards to keep our people down, weaponizing every negative things that they are meting on them, amplifying them, or weaponizing them to further keep them poorer. So our job as a union, Yoruba Union, peacefully, is to tell them that they can have the best. They can have something better. Their children can have something better. But it would have to start from them. It would have to start from them asking for it, and not just asking, for them taking it. Now, it's going to be a long haul as well, but we have already taken it on. We've done it, we did it in December, where we helped over 600 families in Yoruba land. We did it in January, February, when we reached out to 10,000 school children. Now, we are planning to reach out to another set of Yoruba families, in Yoruba land, 5,000 people to benefit from our family support program. So tomorrow, I am going to, except if there is this, this breaking news, something huge, but I want to appeal to you, my friends. When you join me tomorrow, you will likely be joining in supporting the cause that I'm part of, and it is called Yoruba Union. We raise funds to help people who can't really fight for themselves. Yeah, and we have people who are doing all of this. So we call ourselves volunteers who pull our resources together to help others. And we're going to do that tomorrow. It's going to be a full house, and you should join us. Thank you. Now, like this broadcast, share it. And if you're just joining us as well, you can watch this from the start again. But please, when you're watching any replay on MaiyegunsDiary Political, please, if you don't like the music, if you don't like all that as too much delay, always fast forward the video to somewhere around 7 minutes, and you can start watching from there. All right? So thank you. And you should have a good night. And those of you who are still having a day, you should have a good day. I will see you again from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
MaiyegunDiary,
gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
MaiyegunDiary na him be number one.
àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó.
MaiyegunDiary na him be number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.